Okay, I think we are live. I can see the video. Let me check the audio. I think we are live. We are, okay. So I think the title of the transmission changed back to previous version. I'll correct it after the transmission. Let's not delay any further. Let's start. I'll close that. Okay. So as I mentioned on my social media, if you follow me, you know I've been working on a new kit that I recently completed. It's an Imperial Steam Tank that's based on Warhammer universe. I was posting pictures of the modeling process, and here's 3D printed kit, and I'm going to assemble it the same I did with the AAT tank, the same I did with the ballista. I'll check if everything fits together the way I intended before validating the final version of the kit. So here are all the parts. The main parts of the kit are 3D printed in resin. I use ABS like resin. Of course, it's still pretty brittle and not soft, but dusty. I guess you could say. But the ABS like type bends a little easier than standard 3D printed resin. So I use this one because it's a little more resilient to cracking. The base, I mentioned it in one of the posts. As you can see, it has those rounded edges, and that's because Steam Tank used to be mounted on 100 by 60, or I think it was 50 back then. Anyway, rectangular square base, and that's the size. You can see 60 by 100 right here, and that's the size that's used right now with the Old World game. So like the revival, I guess you could say, of classic Warhammer Fantasy. But some people use 120 by I think 92 oval base. I'm not sure if the Steam Tank can be used for Age of Sigmar. I'm not sure if that unit exists there. Why anybody would want to mount the tank on an oval base. Regardless, if someone doesn't want the rectangular base, they can use those additional pieces, and if you glue them to the sides, you get the 120 millimeter base. I won't be using those pieces. I just printed them to check if everything fits. I like my models on rectangular bases. I think it gives them more of this classic retro look. So I will be sticking with that. And as you can see, because the rectangular base is a little too big to fit in the oval completely, the corners are cut, but aside from a little different look, it doesn't really affect gameplay, even if I would use my models to play, but I don't think it really changes anything. You can still play with these units as you would normally do. I don't think I mentioned that the base is 3D printed with plastic. I use PLA plastic. It prints a little easier than ABS, and that gives the base a little more toughness, I guess, than the model itself. And since the base doesn't really need to be this pretty, this method is okay. Let's put the base aside for now. Here we have the pieces. I think there are 34 of them total. I mentioned it on Instagram. I'm not sure right now. I'm not gonna count them up. I also posted, because the stream was supposed to happen yesterday, but I had a misprint. This part, it's a top of the tank. I'm not really sure what happened here. Why this piece stopped printing. It was positioned like that. Here are the layer lines, and at one point it stopped printing. It picked up again later, but the piece is already scrapped. I thought that the notch, one of the notches here, was unsupported. That there is this point, and it didn't auto support, and that's why it didn't print. I repainted the piece with a little different orientation and supported this place. But if you line them up, you can see that it stopped printing well before the notch starts. So I'm not really sure, or stops rather. I'm not really sure why it didn't print. No idea what happened here, but I have the piece printed correctly, and we can assemble the tank today. So this is going to the trash. Here are the good pieces. Like I explained with the AAT tank, I have a general idea of how it's going to go together. The proper which part is going to be connected when exactly, but I want to test it out. I want to maybe see if the theory I have works out in practice. So I will be assembling the tank the way I planned it, basically, and we'll see if it works out. So we are going to start with those side armor pieces and the bottom plate. So let's give ourselves some room. I removed the supports already. I tried to cut off and sand off any blemishes left after the supports. So I hope we will be doing mostly gluing together today. But if something doesn't come together quite right, I will be doing some additional cleaning. I have my knife. I have my files. So we'll see how it goes. Those two pieces come together, but they are aligned by the bottom plate. You can see here is some identification. It's actually V0 because it's a prototype, but I didn't want to change it later, so it's already V1. And the bottom goes on here. It rests on those ledges, leaving this small lip. And when those two will be glued together, we can come with the third one and close it. I'm not sure how flat those surfaces are, so let's maybe just sand them softly to be sure that they are nice and flat. Okay, we will be using cyanoacrylate glue because it's resin. You can't use standard plastic glue. It doesn't work, so you need to use CA glue. Oh, first this one, right? I think I want to put just few drops where the parts meet each other, and when the hole is closed, I will come from the top and lay a fatter bead to really connect those pieces. So let's just stack it in place for now. Okay. There's a tiny bit of squeeze out on the other side. So let's wipe it off. It's bottom, so it will be covered by the base, but I want the model to be neat and clean. Okay, so this is holding already. Let's see how the other side fits. Okay, everything fits nice. I'll have to do those same parts as the first one, but I'll have to put glue on the meeting surface as well. Okay, so let's give it a go. Okay, it came together nicely. Ah. Come on. I don't want to, I have CA activator ready, but I don't want to spray the model quite yet, because when the model is covered with the stuff, next gluing can be very difficult, because you just put glue and before you even get the other part, it's already solidified. So not quite yet. Let's give it a moment to set up. Maybe just a tiny squirt on the front. Okay. Now we need a back plate. Here's the back plate. You can see the details. And it's fitting right here. Okay. It fits nicely. Everything lines up. So we can glue it in. Again, just tuck in place. And we'll add more glue later. Let's give it a moment to grab properly. I have to say, when I started modeling this tank, I used some reference pictures. I scaled them up to the base, and I started modeling. And when the pieces came off the printer, I was really disappointed how small it was. You know, it's a tank. I wasn't expecting the size of AAT or something like that, but this is basically glorified chariot, not much bigger than a big chariot. So I expected it was going to be a lot bigger, but it's nice and cute, small little construction, so it's kind of funny. Okay, now we'll be attaching the top plate, the one that misprinted earlier, and it goes from the top. Let's dry fit it. Okay, it fits nicely, no need to sand anything. It sits flush, touches all the contact points, so we can move to it. But before we do, let's add all those fat bits of glue. To the back as well, to the sides. Okay, maybe let's put some activator down there. Okay, I can see it already crunches together, contracts, so I can see it already set up, or will set up in a moment. So we can move on to the top. Let's defit it again. Okay, everything works, so let's add the glue. Let's maybe add a little activator. I try to cover with my hand the places that will be glued later, so they don't get covered with the activator. Okay, so here's our hole, nice little box. Some gaps here, but I can easily fill it after. Okay. Next, maybe let's start working on the back, and we can move to the wheels later. I could do the front wheels now, since they don't interact with the back in any way, but they will be sticking out, rolling, so let's leave them for later. So let's do the under cage and the steam tank. I'm trying to think if I'm forgetting something, but I don't think so. We can definitely put this here. It fits on those tabs. Oh, I know what I'm missing. The back axle. Here's the axle. You can see the eccentric shafts. It's crankshaft, I think. That's what it's called. So we want to put the under cage here, leave those bottom pieces unglued, slide in the shaft, and if we glue only the ends, it would spin freely. So that's our goal. That's what I'll try to do. I could glue this in and then try to pry them, but I might try to sit this whole thing together in place. Yeah, let's do it this way. Okay, let's see. Make sure that the axle still rotates and glue didn't grab it. Okay, and the ends are still free. That's okay though. We can add just a tiny bit of glue on the ends. I'll use a pin for it. Tiny bit here and tiny bit here. Okay. Everything works as it's intended. The axle spins. We can move on. Let's attach the steam tank. It's supposed to fit in the recess. Initially I was planning to put it at an angle and snap it in place, but I wasn't sure if the pieces will allow that, so I changed it, and it now rests and slides forward into the recess. Okay, everything fits. Don't have to sand anything. I think we can glue this in. So we have contact here and here and in the recess. Okay, it got a lot more solid. Let's try to focus. Oh, here we go. And I think it grabbed. So this back is now very steady. supported by the barrel. Okay, and we can go here or here. Maybe let's do those pistons for the axle. So we have wheels. We have a lot of wheels. We have, I think, 8 wheels. 2, 4, 6, 8 wheels. A lot of wheels. The big ones are the rear ones. We have those pieces also, and the piston pieces. I mentioned in my Instagram post that to design those pieces, it was a real challenge. I'm glad to report that they came out very nicely. I was especially worried about those pieces. I was worried that they would be too fragile and snap. They are 2mm thick, but after painting them I can see they are plenty strong, so I didn't need to worry. The way they work, we have 2 places on the sides to put the pistons in, and the end parts move in the pistons. So this is a pair, okay, and this is right one, this is the left one. Those pieces are the same, and you first put the short end in, you rotate it into place like that. You put the top part in, which you are supposed to glue the top without gluing the middle one, and you can see that it moves in freely. And this axle, oh, I didn't, it works. I had to give this flat face here so they can fit in place, but I didn't realize that the front will be glued in already. So I thought I will have to put this part first and then add the moving part, but it works fine, so it doesn't matter. And you can see that this swivels, and this hook is supposed to snap on the crankshaft. And with the shaft turning, the pistons on both sides will move up and down. You can leave it all unglued and move it and have it move. I will be gluing mine to the base, so I will have to glue the wheels in place anyway. So I will first assemble it to see if it works, but in the end I will choose the position I like the most and I will glue it in place. So let's start with that. We can put glue here and here. Okay, I want to actually put glue on this part, or maybe this, but let's take this out. So let's add a tiny, maybe let's use a needle. I don't want to put too much on there. That's a really big drop. Way too big. Okay, let's see. Here and here. Maybe a little more. Okay, let's see. in and rotate, and the top. Okay, are we good? I think so. Okay, I think the glue set already. Oh, here's the zoom. So here's our one piston. Let's do the other one the same way. And while those pieces can move, both the pistons and the axle spinning, the 3D printed resin isn't very smooth material. It's quite porous, so it doesn't really move well against one another. So if you want to leave it moving, I recommend you use some grease or something like that, because it won't really move well on its own. Not really designed to do that. Okay, I think the glue grabbed. Let's see, this is still moving. This is also moving. So here are two sides of the pistons. And here comes the scary part. Those hooks are supposed to clip on those shafts. I didn't know, I don't have much experience with designing clips, so I wasn't really sure how much of a gap to leave here, because if the gap is too small, the part can crack when you put it in place, but if the gap is too large, the crank can pop out of here. So now looking at it after printing, I'm a little worried that this distance is a little too small. I'm not sure if the material around here will bend enough to accept this shaft without cracking. We'll see. Let's just go for it. If it cracks, I can file a little more on the other one. And I'll update the model. But let's actually see. This is the left one. So we put it in, and let's hope for the best. Okay, here we go. Nice! It clipped on. And look at that. It's awesome. But let's put the top cover. Here's the top cover. Some steam pipes, some valves, and those two side pieces hold those shafts. So it goes from the top. And let's see. Come on. That's what I was talking about. It's not really smooth. Ah, it popped out. Ah, interesting. Here's the movement. Let's see if we can do one full rotation. Oh, come on. Oh, there we go. And it goes up. Like that. And back down. Not really smooth. Maybe I could have left some more clearance, but the principle is sound. Oh, it moves a lot better this way. Yeah, so here's the mechanism. Really happy that it works. Let's do the other side. Let's see if we are 2 for 2 or 3 for 3 with the first one being clipped on twice. Let's see. There we are. Nice. And they are supposed to work opposite each other. So let's see if we can do that. Look at that. Maybe I can use a wheel as a crank. Have a better leverage. Look at that. Awesome. I'm so happy with that. Ah, look at that. So cool. Awesome. Okay, that's enough fun. Let's continue. The best... I almost forgot to mention the front wheels. Maybe that's a good moment to do them. They are captive on an axle, and they are also free to move. So if you glue everything correctly, they come on here, the entire tank can ride with the pistons moving. So maybe before we glue them in place forever, let's do the front wheels so we can see that happen. Okay, maybe let's do the pin again. Those go here. Let's put the glue on. Okay. Okay, I think it's seated correctly. And the wheels rotate. Here we go. I was debating how much I want to glue together and how much I want to leave in assemblies. I definitely will be leaving the back wheel plates, those shields, off, so I can paint the spokes. So this would go on here like that, but we'll be leaving both of these separate for painting. and back wheels fit right here. Our pistons it popped out. They seize up a little because they get knocked out of place, and also the friction is very high between those resin parts, so you need to persuade them a little. If you would want this mechanism to move more smoothly, you wouldn't use resin for it, and you would use like some slick plastic like ABS or something like that, maybe even Teflon. Okay, let's put the wheels on. You can see front wheel spinning, back wheels spinning, and let's see. Like I said, it's not great, but it moves. Okay, so now we can lock all our pieces in place where they will safely rest. Let's start with the front. I want to glue the wheels in, both because they will be glued to the base, but also I don't want them rattling around. It's not really this kind of a model, not like a Lego model or something like that. It's supposed to be static. So we had our fun. Now let's glue everything in place. Okay. The second one. Okay, so the front wheels are fixed in place. I think I can either first glue the pistons together, or put the plate, the top plate, this part here. I think it will be easier to glue the pistons in place first. So the position I want is like this, where they are opposite, because if I put them in the middle, they look very similar. They have different angles, but I think even better pose will be if they are positioned against each other. So one is fully out, the other one is fully in. Okay, like so. I think that's the pose I want. Okay, so let's start with gluing the axle together, and we'll move our way to the top. Some glue here, some here. Some here. I'll add somewhere here and here. To make sure it doesn't come loose in the future. Okay. I won't be putting any glue on the pistons, I'll just put it here. And I think it will be enough. And now let's do the top part. Okay, everything fits nicely, the pistons don't move anymore, and we have those nice little details. Okay, so now we can glue the back wheels in, like so. And the other side. Let's see. It wobbles a little, but doesn't really matter. Just a little. Okay, we'll be leaving the plates out for now, but here's how they would fit and look. So let's put them aside. What do we have next? Okay. So I think we can end working on the back. Here's the back plate of the tank, like this, and on top comes the chimney with a lot of details. I was really worried that the whistle or the, I guess, some sort of valve to release the pressure and the hook would snap off during the painting, during cleaning the supports. I often rip the supports off. I'm not really very gentle, so I'm surprised that they actually survived. and the chimney will fit here. And there's a tiny little wobble, as you can see, a little more than I would like. So let's maybe start with the chimney, so we can use it to position the parts correctly, so we don't have a crooked chimney. Although now that I think about it, it probably wouldn't be noticeable anyway with such a small angle, but let's do it this way just to be safe. Okay, and now this goes on the back. Let's see. Even at the top you can't really see if it's straight or not, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, let's put the glue. And attach it to the tank. Very nice. Great. A lot of details. Really happy with how it turned out. All the rivets and the piping. It will be really fun to paint. I think I will be doing a painting stream also. It's not a really big model. I think we can do it in a couple of hours. I think it can be done live. Nice little model. Okay, so the back is finished. We have just a few pieces left. Maybe let's glue the main cannon, and just fits in here. There's a key. It fits nicely, we don't need to sand anything, so let's just go for it. Like that. Here's the main cannon. And the last thing to do is the turret. Here we have this little additional pressure barrel with some piping. It fits in here at the top. We can take care of that next. There we go. Like that. And now we have a 3-part turret. This is what I mentioned earlier. Supposed to actually be 3 handles, and when I took this part out from supports. I ripped it off and and destroyed it, but it's fine because this is the top hatch. It goes to the turret on hinge, and you can leave it opened. You can put some figure here, and you can leave it closed, which I was going to do anyway, so this part being damaged doesn't really change much. Like so. So let's start with that. Maybe let's add some more glue from the inside to make sure it stays in place. Maybe two sides, here and here. Okay, and here we have the turret barrel. It fits the same way the main one fits. There is just key. It fits in place like that. A little too much. It will be difficult to wipe off after. There we go. Nice little turret. And as you can see, you have those 3 tabs that fit in here. Again, you can glue the turret in like we did with the pistons, but there isn't really a need to do it. Plus, I can leave the turret free for painting, so it's additional benefit. I really wanted to design those pieces in a way that you can only take the turret off in one position, so it doesn't fall out constantly by itself, and I wanted all the tabs to engage the ring all the time. So even if you position them that they all line up, some of them are bigger, some of them are moved to the side, rotated a little, so a lot of effort went into that it fits like that you can put it backwards, it drops down, and you can rotate it and it's captive. You can't take it out in any position but backwards, like that. So this is actually the final step for now. We rotate it into place, and here is our tank. I won't be gluing the tank to the base for now. I want to paint the underside. It won't be visible after anyway, but I want to paint it properly. But on the base it would look something like that. Very cool little model. When I first found out about the Steam Tank in Warhammer, I wasn't really familiar with it, and when I first saw it, I thought it's really something from Age of Sigmar, with all those kind of World of Warcraft units. I thought that steampunk doesn't really fit into Warhammer. It seemed really weird to me, but after researching the tank and finding out more about it, and when it actually came into Warhammer world, I really came to like it. And plus the dwarves already had steam technology, so Empire copying this technology from the dwarves isn't really that strange. So I started at odds with this unit, but I really fell in love with it. Really like it. Cool little tank. Wished it would be a little bigger, little more intimidating, but it's still fun. Fun little curiosity from Warhammer. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you for joining me and spending this time with me. Kits of this model will be available for purchase in my shop, so if you want to build yourself one of these, you can check my store out when they will be ready and out. I think I will be doing a painting stream in a day or two, maybe not tomorrow. I'll give an update on Instagram. So if you are curious to see it, check it out there. And that's it for now. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye!